Hello, my name is Carrie Petrucci and I'm one of the concept mapping specialists on the BHTCC Community Support Evaluation. On this video, I'm going to go through the manual sorting and rating instructions. You should have a copy of this in front of you and we're just going to go through it together. The first thing is the consent. This is the same consent you saw if you did the brainstorming. Very briefly, you've been asked to take part in a concept mapping project. It is voluntary and you may participate in the entire project or any one part. The information you provide will be kept private. Your name or anything else that would identify you will not be requested. You may choose to skip any item or stop at any time for any reason. For family members, your decision to participate will not impact your family members' access to services. If you're a current or past program participant, your decision to participate will not impact your access to services. And for all other program staff and service providers, your decision to participate is not linked to any review or evaluation of your professional performance. If you have any questions, here's the study manager that you can contact. If you agree to participate, please proceed with the sorting and rating. If you do not agree to participate, thank you so much for your time. You're being asked to do one or more of the following: sort all of the responses that came out of the brainstorming at your site, rate all of the responses on how frequently you think each happens at your site, and rate all of the responses on what you think their priority is at your site. These are the paper versions of sorting and rating. Sorting and rating can also be done on a website. See your staff person at your site if you'd like to do sorting or rating on the website. And thank you again for participating. So for the manual sorting instructions, thank you for agreeing to provide your input on your BHTCC program, and you'll see your program name here in blue. Program was funded by SAMHSA. So let's start with sorting the cards. So first let's look at what that looks like. So we need your help sorting all of the ideas provided in the brainstorming step at your site. You have been provided with a deck of cards that looks something like this. Each card has a statement on it with a number on it. The statements on the cards are all the brainstormed ideas from your site. To help us understand these ideas, we would like you to group the statements into piles in a way that makes sense to you. Please follow these steps to do that. Read each statement one at a time and group statements for how similar in meaning they are to one another. Do not group statements according to how important they are. You'll do this if you do the ratings. Turning your instruction page over, except for number 2 above, there is no right or wrong way to group the statements. You will probably find that you could group the statements in several ways. Pick the way that feels the best to you. Group each statement into only one pile. So this is what it might look like as you're working on it. You're going to have several piles going. You're going to read each statement one at a time and put it in the pile with other statements that are similar in meaning. So you'll have several piles going on simultaneously. You may end up, when you're done, with anywhere from 5 or 6 to 15 or 20 groups or piles of statements. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it, as long as you sort the statements together based on what they mean to you. Please do not make any miscellaneous or unknown piles. Please do not put just one statement in a pile by itself unless you really think it doesn't go with any other statements. Please put all statements into a pile. You should not have any statements left over that are not grouped. Following the above steps, read each statement one at a time and group each statement with another statement because you think it has similar meaning, or start a new group for the statement you just read. Move through all the statements until they are all in groups that mean something to you. Now you're ready to record your results. Here's what the sort recording sheet looks like, and you should have a copy of this as well. It has several boxes in it. This is to write down how you've sorted your statements into piles. An example of how to record one pile is shown in the first box on the sort recording sheet. Here's how to do it. Pick up one of your piles of statements. You can record your piles of your statements in any order on this sort recording sheet. Quickly look at the statements in this first pile. On the sort recording sheet, in the first available box, on the line after pile title or main topic, Write down a short phrase or title that describes the contents of the statements in the first pile. The title should describe what these statements mean to you. Then in the space inside the box, list the statement numbers for each card in your first pile. So this could look like this. Here's a partially completed sort recording form where for the first pile I named it How Staff Treat Participants, and I wrote down the statement numbers with commas in between so that it's very clear which statements were in this first pile. Then in the second pile, I wrote a name that identifies what that pile means to me, and I wrote down again the statement numbers from the statement cards. You can proceed in this manner until you've gone through all of the statement piles that you have made. So basically, just to recap what you're doing, you're scanning through the statements of each pile. You're writing a title or phrase that describes what that pile means to you, and you're writing down the statement numbers for each pile. You're doing this until every pile that you have created is on your sorting recording form. There is no set number of piles or groups. Your sort recording sheet has room for up to 17 piles. If you have more than that, write them in at the bottom of the page or ask for another sheet. Please be sure to write the statement numbers very clearly so we can read them. And please write the title of your piles very clearly so we can read them. And when you're done, please give your sort recording sheet to the staff person at your site. And thank you so much for doing this. You can now move on to the ratings. If you're going to be doing the ratings, there are paper forms for the ratings that look like this. There's a form for frequency, and there's a form for priority. Please read through the brief instructions and then circle one response for each statement. If you have any questions, please ask the staff person who's assisting you, and thank you so much for your time.